好，我们一起哈跟上世纪坛城一起做3顶礼，1顶礼，再顶礼哈。3顶礼。好，谢谢大家。好，尽量坐密一点哈，辛苦一点，但是要听法哈。大家有地方坐的话比较方便。好，谢谢。听法辛苦的话，更加有功德。OK， 好，好，我们一起来念诵这个红色的法本。好，你们如果不够的话，2个人看1个哈。OK， 一起来念诵。南无喇嘛的贤度别故，观求僧吉然心啦，大胆着主心艰难。讲求巴度教孙去南无喇嘛的贤度别故，观求孙吉然心啦，大胆着主心艰难。讲求巴度教孙去南无喇嘛的贤度别故，观求孙吉然心啦，大胆着主心艰难。讲求巴度孙去心坚着滚端的喇嘛3界中年你看啦看顿成累积着当家心坚着滚端的喇嘛3界中年你看啦看顿成累积着当家心坚着滚端的喇嘛3界中年你看啦看顿成累积着当家江山白马给萨东波拉，杨真秋给我着你，白马中你写苏扎，可顿看着满不过，结局结束大着。千劫拉切谢苏索，古鲁
西地红古萨多塞嘎拉西里西贝玛嘎拉金巴尼修啊索苏努亚特东加萨索嘎贝拉玛南拉索瓦德初度加瓦塞丹杰巴伊天在努贝杰苏那米恰佐登贝阿达巴尤维亚塞就巴杰拉索瓦德찬세와다 조진 샤바다 예수 이르 근신 소와이 개와 천세 달기 진사바 탄천 달기 찬슈 첸보 Om ben zara bumi ahon Ji yang su taba wan che sergi sa shi Om ben zara ke ahon Chi jari kor yu ki kor we usu hong ri yan bo ri ra sha lun pa bo hon zang bo ling no ba long ju lu dan lu pa nga ya dan nga ya shen yor den dan lam chon ro Ra mi nian da, ra mi nian ji da, ren bo qin zhi wo, pa san ji xin, don ju wei va, mar mu ba yi lo toi, kor lo ren bo qi, nor bo ren bo qi, zun mo ren bo qi, Lombo Rinpoche, Lombo Rinpoche, Tamcho Rinpoche, Mapo Rinpoche, Te Chenpo E Bumba, Gilpa Ma, Chingwa Ma, Luma, Karama, Mido Ma, Dupu Ma, Nang sa ma, chi cha ma, ni ma, da wa, Rinpoche, du chu le number javi jensen, la da me yi ban jur pun sum so ba, ma chang wa me ban den yi, sa wa dan ju bar je be pa de la ma tam bar nam da yi da je kor ye la zo san je da jan che sen be co da che bar nam la wo war ji wo tu ji ro we ton de ji su so je ne chen je la do so sa shi pu chu chu shi me do jam re ra le shi ni de jam ba a de
First of all, I would like to greet all the Khenpos, Tulkus, Lamas, and all those who follow the Buddhist teachings, who have gathered here to experience the Mahayana teaching. And I would also like to greet everyone for the new year, which has been kind of passed for the few days. And then I would like to express my wish that whatever time that we have left in this world, in this life, I wish you all a meaningful life. And with that, we are going to start with today's teachings.
Shadam Tonda Pazan gave Tom Tago Churchman Himojiva, Tommy Himo, she's one day. I Chadon there in Java Muyo, day in Java day. Then come with Georgian come with younger, very much a song. Perla, that much is on him. Peja Soma Jensi Tom Savinda, Kogamilon Savinda, Ragio Marida, then among Ajungagun, who had paid in ruler, Kadukamusha, Tabale, Sanju de Lama, Samayakuju. And that congregate to Tala Lora Larungim, Tala Lobet Sadin, Lashu, Kong, Kushav Nigana, Kong Shal Chondo, the long Jida Kondo, long de Jema Ranjor Mochi Nyandu, the Rema the long show Koga Johnson. That Tema Tarikaso, the Titani Ma Puai. I think I do to my made the Chazot Sagmar song. Kandan the Tonda Passum, Toma give a Padu give a Tama give a said. That Toma give a tell so Nazo Nimin Joanon, Jonda Genola, Joey Tom. The wrong Rona Dambas, that draw Zomotanju, anybody. Tene Badu de Tagon Tela baby. Tom. That they imagine Zobi Tagon de Zobachimeta, the Shudan Jegu, Tangazo Tomata. Some of those they were on Paget top Yojiris, some of you. Tenta on to Mena, you want that Gagan child. On to be revival. Shenason on them. Tengama Ajung Trukjur Jontawala, Aji Dunjon Moti, Calibur, Tenzus of Katuala, Kalu Jury. They were on Shuasia, Tonjim was so good. There's some Lama Mochi, Kelim over Tonja Moshi Jugur. They have Kelly Shejava, Kelly, Latin, Yomli Gas, no Lalita Kalika trains. There's Sabbath charge, them Guachin. Tomji Dishing about Judy. In charge Yama Sonsa, they want to send it Thomas Sonjib new the one song use on Noji attack by him. Killing about Tomja Shira Muguachenium. Teji Jude Sonsa, Teji Ronos Sona Tonjinium. Pardon to attack that much on the Zobachi attack on the jungle. Tama gave a thing angel zombie chula kubitsul, and they let Tomago party was somebody same.
So the teaching that you are going to receive today is based on the text by the great master Padu Rinpoche, which is called the Virtuous Discourse at the Beginning, Middle, and the Conclusion. And this text actually does not have many commentaries, and the commentary that I'm going to use here is by Dzogchen Khenpo Shenga. If you look back, like how actually I got my hands with this text and also the oral or the reading transmission. In Tibet, this text actually got extinct because of the Cultural Revolution. During that time, most of the scriptures were lost due to the Chinese occupation. And there was one Khenpo from Kato who actually visited Bhutan, and he preserved this text by Khenpo Shenga, and which was actually passed down to his disciple in Khenpo Tseten in Bhutan. And from him, I actually got the reading transmission along with Gyabje Ramjan Rinpoche. So this text is actually divided into 3 sections, the virtuous beginning, middle, and the end. And the first one is the virtuous beginning is to advise oneself, to give advice to oneself, to encourage oneself to practice Dharma. Especially this is actually relevant because of the degenerate times where one needs to actually remind oneself again and again in the practice of Dharma. And the virtuous middle is to search for the confidence in the view and the meditation. And this is related to the Dzogchen view, the Ati Yoga or the Dzogchen view. And I hope that all of you who have gathered here must have received some sort of kind of empowerment of this, which belongs to the secret mantra teaching. And And when you actually receive a Vajrayana teaching or secret mantra teaching, definitely, as you know, that one needs to observe the samayas or the commitments, and there are lots of samayas and commitments which actually comes with the teachings. So therefore, because of the inability to observe all the samayas or the commitments, there is always a kind of like a danger of going against the teaching. However, there is also one particular way which actually was mentioned by Gyabje Dunjom Rinpoche when he actually gave the empowerment of Rinchen Tertsu in the 1960s, late 1960s. So at that time, Dunjom Rinpoche said that I'm just trying to give this empowerment to whoever actually comes to the empowerment, because keeping in view that all of you, regardless of whether you are actually able to observe the samayas or not, you already have what you call the seed of Buddhahood, the Buddha nature. So therefore, this actually shows that you are eligible for any kind of teaching. So keeping that kind of vast thought in my mind, I will also kind of share my teachings here, which is, as mentioned before, the related to Dzogchen view when you come to the virtuous middle. And then the virtuous end is actually to generate what we call the mind of renunciation, how to kind of like progress oneself onto the state of non-attachment and renunciation.
toda bazo ke zode jaji tingon chenzen de komen kondune paji chezo ko de jaji no jaja de de imba yu de la pe hon de shone nimang a sa ji ka chi chong de ge ne chezo de she to de ina je she tsik de ne da jing yi zong de shone lo de me do shue tene ka zaban de shue da da ne toma geba de ta pa de geba jong tama geba nyu zo jo ma toma geba le tela se me ba ton cheba ju ju toma ton ja ba yo isa dan de jeba de dan jeba de Cambodia be chu no ton da pa zo ge ton tam sin de ju de sia de kong sing so sin ja se lon zo shong zo ma ni ju so wa cha de se me ba chi你把咱去吧，就把装到吧，你就把掉对的说吧的，我们说的是，说就把地里学习在里面的。人家家里一些父母接就把点了，你个接是接东区将去送了来往接就是进，他也认为没空接济，马里学习单是把全面方面主要用的家就真接了嘛的，但说把就这么接，刚才送进我一部车呢，就把交给我了，店里的怎么当家吧？大致是我中年这边没，解决出去了，没收了哩，通常把都给呗。当别当，假设当几年吧，得啥子啊？他啥多那啥把下去吧，这下去在店里。西巴当家吧，一般的，但你觉得这个这一阵，你看你就是做着这个人，打吧现在打吧现在是在拖把没把你，拖几几拖把一边，我就现在，换成这个小把现在这，光他单子才决定，这得牛多，这打边，生活的东汉没有在中年就嘛这边。西巴拉，他没变得容易了。那原来这时候的没嘛都先碰到个没是点着没是说的，这就出去了嘛，把准不去，把说着来团边，在同大家都弄起，他妈给我把这个吧，他妈给我，当没当，这边西巴上次什么弄的，弄的娘嘞西巴弄的你不，在这啥话去些因素西巴什么讲了去。
As far as the transmission of this text that I received from my teacher is concerned, in 1980s in New Delhi, at Tibet House, Kyabje Dewa Khenze Rinpoche, the previous Khenze Rinpoche, gave this teaching for 5 days and explained in detail about the teachings. And I was there at that time. I received the whole teachings. Even though I don't remember exactly what he explained, but I will try to kind of like explain and give explanation according to what the text has to say. So in order to begin with the commentary to this text, the commentary is called the word-to-word commentary to the text called Virtuous Discourse at the Beginning, Middling, and the Conclusion, entitled The Genuine Path of the Offspring of the Victorious Ones by Khenpo Shenga. And this text, the commentary itself, commentary is not long, is kind of short. So this commentary can be divided into 3 main sections. The first section being the homage and promise to compose the text, and followed by the main body of the text and then conclusion. So the homage, the words of the homage read thus: Om Swasti, the body of the glorious teacher is the condensed essence of the primordial wisdom of all the countless Buddhas. This is the only one text that contains the meaning of the ocean of the 84,000 sets of teachings. You are the one who sees the meaning of all phenomena according to the interest and faculties of the infinite beings. You are the object of refuge for all the sentient beings, the superior, inferior, and the middle. To you, the kind Lama, I bow down. Now here, Khenpo Shenga pays homage to his guru, lineage guru, Padu Rinpoche, who is considered to be the embodiment of the 3 jewels, the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. Then this is followed by the verse on promise to compose the text. This discourse, virtuous at the beginning, middle, and the conclusion, is the panacea for removing the pain of self-grasping from the roots, and is the essence of the Bodhisattva path, which comes from the works of the teacher, the venerable king of the Dharma. I will explain this here. Now here the venerable king of Dharma is referred to Padu Rinpoche, and amongst his many of the texts that Padu Rinpoche composed, this is particularly this is called the Virtues at the Beginning, Middle, and the Conclusion. It has this title, and the main kind of like subject of this particular text is it talks about removing the pain of the self-grasping, the suffering that self-grasping actually creates when we are in samsara. And just as when we have some sickness, we rely on medicine in order to cure the disease or the sickness, in the same way, in order to remove the sickness or the pain of self-grasping, we definitely need to follow what Padu Rinpoche has to say in this teaching, particular teaching.
Chikaji into the Della, Daja Tamba, Tapkila, Tuji Chembodo, the Manyome Shaji Javo, Tiniji, Chujipumo Chiniji, Tamba Tonji, Duji, Chio Nomji, 준도비 탁코나로 송라 스마데 야와 조비 선지 존데 내내 송라 소빈 천비 대 나주 님의 투모 마이베 타니에텔라 티바르마 그 시야유 대 저지 보면서 저지 보면 제지진도 저저 용도라 대 냐모바 도차 제동 뭐 도저 차종 제 송아 도지 티바체님 제지진도 저지 보면 대 동디 시고 대 동이 가르치도 못 쓰면서다 도자고 컴면도 온보면도 소마면도 년에 때도 정말 지금 된두지 냠반디 탑코나 소마 송라 대 저간 파비요나 방금 파브로 루루야세지 니지 점봉 흔도 소메 점바 서르 저바 존질라서 자세 주바 라보체도 조비 최동지 다지근 타운 타지 주바的这边다 건도만요 다지근 타닌 다 건도용 메니비 론조버 서와 템비 다 사모 타비손지 루루야세 루조도 토메도 자지고 시발라도 다자고라서 tenni papa tome jaba jobe sonji roni ji teba jimen do 종인 jaba longe yokobe konje sendo tome de yini toni ngoso to bi shebji shira ji jibi ni ji doja do jabala dali ji chonju la lo hmodo sonde rong go ri yana la soba jimba tuma la sobe labochi 파로도 심바 놈 제다 러비 수되니 다 자지 주비서 단자 되니스 텔라티데 사도 롬지 사주도 롱에 노바자바 템비 자체바 주비 손제바 제니 템바 따르스 네 존스니 티바도 송아 도지 티바 동아가 좀 통함지 dom바로 샤비 뇽레지 trobi santo shiba tongli deba shano osheta daja dama shaja tuba son jebi son chugo kwa de son de rembe jedo jagan pagola de samo tabi son je jai shub son je nil tani remba de ke trobi lobi son je me jaba shamba kasande kache ju pa jono dama chawa sai doa 좀 담에 샤조테 티바림바 그 노자테 톰제 찍드는 가다도 찍드는 전 마송아체니 데네 고마데 오메 야테 또 고마데 야데 소지와던 오메 로이 로전테 톰제 고마나 다비 소지 때문에 데 톰제 동아 샤바데 같이 주인 바 데는 녀네데 주마 인스 자가 밥이 좋지
So the main text, actually the text as mentioned before is divided into three main sections. The first section is, it talks about Padu Rinpoche reflects on the conduct or the attitude of the beings of these degenerate times. And then, he feels sad about the conduct and the attitude of beings of the degenerate age. And then with that sadness, then he moves on to the second part or the middle part, which talks about how one should actually practice the view, the meditation and conduct of the Mahayana, and especially the secret mantra, and especially the Dzogchen. And then finally, he again kind of implores or reminds us the importance of generating the mind of renunciation, So before the main text begins, he just gives us a general background about the teachings, which starts something like this. Our teacher, the unequaled king of Shakyas, the Shakyamuni Buddha, who was skillful and compassionate, has taught many sets of teachings 84,000 of them solely to transform the minds of beings. Now, 84,000 sets of teachings are taught to tame or to overcome the three poisons of ignorance, attachment, and aversion, and the combined, emotion of the combined negative emotion of all these three. So in order to apply antidote to these 84,000 sets of negative emotions, Buddha has given 84,000 sets of teachings. So the main purpose of all these different sets of teaching is to tame the negative emotions of beings. Then this teaching actually has been passed down from Buddha to the great masters of India. So in India, the land of Aryas, the glorious protector Nagarjuna, his spiritual son, and his followers pioneered the profound view tradition that is driven by great compassion and that illuminates the noble path of emptiness, which is free from all the extremes and is accompanied by the great conduct of the 6 paramitas, including generosity. So the profound view tradition is being pioneered by Nagarjuna and his followers. His followers include Aryadeva, Chandrakirti, and Shantideva. Then, in addition, Arya Asanga and his brother Vasubandhu initiated the vast conduct tradition that actually shows the concept of bodhisattva stages in the path, like how the bodhisattvas progresses on the stages and the paths, and how to engage in the vast conduct of the paramitas, of the 6 perfections of the bodhisattvas, like giving one's body and the limbs. And this is preceded by the combination of wisdom that directly realizes emptiness and the mind that considers others more important than oneself. So that is the generation of bodhicitta. Following these 2 great traditions, countless noble beings have appeared who have achieved high realization and accomplishments through the practice of employing all the sutra and tantra teachings of Lord Buddha as instructions. Now, when you talk about how the teachings, different sets of teachings of Lord Buddha, according to the Nyingma tradition, we have 9 jhanas. So how these 9 jhanas arise as instructions, pith instruction, is that all these different sets of stages of the teachings are not contradictory. You find that there is no contradiction in these 9 sets of teachings, or the 9 vehicles of teachings. And apart from that, not only these teachings are complementary, not only these teachings are conducive with each other, but also when one reaches from the lower stages of the path to the higher stages of the path, all the weaknesses of the lower stages of the path are being overcome by the higher stages of the path. That means the qualities that you need to progress onto the path is being kind of accumulated when you progress onto the path. So therefore, all sets of teachings, the 9 jhanas of teachings, are not contradictory but conducive and complementary to each other.
Teni Bird Temba Tazun, Bird Yon, Temba Hadaji Tuso, Karutubi Lobe Nomji, Nom Ji, Shida Jimoni, Sos Doni, Jutsini Tiba, Kopo, Devasonga Doji Tibi, Yelom, Rujuji Shaji, Tarsum. And the Temba Hadaji Shadapa, that's all doing Shaver. Durab. Jeba no twa imbaje kano chu sanjo ka tawla ka kanji bodhisattva shandaraj tai pe goje jola te seme dona swa do toma getsono domba no temba toma to te de jingure so temba se ka ande anjini ma so sam ke jam memare temba ngadas 다 대니 가세 받중에서도 잡을롱 담이 템바 놈니 라주마 통지 로마텔 메르주디 대를 맞은도 맞아 좀좀라서 동안 맨마 트스만 맞도지 위송이나 된도 템바 너니 바제로 아주 조지네 시여마다 뒤저링보리 뭐 세종 그때 나올 줄 대바지 로니쇼 자동만 신여마래 영 고생인데 돈이 용서 다스만 제종 템바 따요 간데 성제 템바 니센저 소가르스나 고난 둘레 봐 성제 템바 예바 시바 샤오 고난 둘레 봐 성제 템바 메바 시바 샤오 성제 템바 니 센저거든 네 둘레 또 자자 제요 대단해 당아주 라레 따줘들 라드 shum이 레당 제레당 소종도 가예도 야네체 다 이제 좀 이제 놓아 어다 딜레도 둘레도 봐서 손제도 먼저 쇼고 나 신이를 맞아 보여야 다스마다 딜레죠 다들 때만 가다 시작해서 땡 가다가 내도 전에 그뭐 모지사도 로벤 저 빼만 주는데 저 주변 로벤 베르잖아 소벤 선비 스톤지 대신에 손제 세는 사모타비 손제 로루차도 자지 주변 손제 토메 군제라서 마지막도 다게 주변은 대바 챔비 상주 산지 동바지마도做逆 좋아요. 내가 때니 준신이 티베 람지 코포 사이도아 송아 도지 티베 람녀세 티베 저거 준신이 티베 로돈 저거디 차도 셰고 코포 제가 송아지 티베 년음 주주지 차지 좋아 녀리 집 차지 따르 동아기 좀 통지 공사 지금 때도 지로 녀리도 너를 시비 명하라 때때 해서 대대 동안이 탐지를 넣어도 때도 질 녀리셔도 그치 질 조금은이 더라 대할 때니 저 소위 집은나 단 거를 못이 송알람에 온거 조진 명하 시에는데 조바도베 좀지 제목이 있잖아 대내 마시를 주네 대 조를 다 야시는 정도 사실 좀 뭐도 좀좀 때는 초를下去 때는 저쪽지에 보면 승주 대 로랑 가주 주반이 베른진 예지 대내 사산이 야로고 바제 공바제 지나 저도 이정하진 로고 좀 가버려 사를 예반나 예비 주시 제줄라 아서바 주반이 베 시부 망도想把 용화 로진 용스라바 당스 시즈도 네트다라 주비 개도제 호바 모두 샤 와지와이스 이나야 가려 다리 가스바다 아 간데네 존리게 추바 용지 메드 존비 요도 추바 빠도 어진지메 최주 원분 제비 토다 빠섬좀 게비 또 데니시바 제 추소 어차 다도 로진 제바 된지 샤 잠고치
Just as many great masters have come in India who followed the true traditions of Nagarjuna and Asanga, also in Tibet during the earlier translation or earlier diffusion of Lord Buddha's teachings, the Kempo, the abbot, Lopan, that is the teacher, and the translators who were emanations followed the tradition of the two great charioteers, namely Nagarjuna and Asanga, by establishing the foundational structure of the causal vehicle of characteristics or sutra, and following the practice lineage by employing the shortcut path of the secret mantra vehicle of fruition. Now here, it is very important to know a little bit about the history of how the Buddha's teaching was established in Tibet and how there were many stages in the propagation of Buddha Dharma in Tibet, the land of snows. So here we talk about two stages, an earlier stage or earlier diffusion and the later diffusion. Now this division or this category is mainly based on the Vinaya activities, because in the 8th century, when Shantarakshita came to Tibet and he initiated like the first 7 monks of Tibet, and followed by that the Vinaya tradition, the Vinaya practice, the monastic discipline, practice of monastic discipline actually flourished in Tibet. And then until this, the king Langdharma, who actually destroyed the Vinaya lineage, almost destroyed the Vinaya lineage. And there was a time when the monastic activities were at standstill. They couldn't happen for almost 50 years. And especially in the central Tibet, 3 great masters, Maryo Tsang, went to the eastern part of Tibet, and from there the Vinaya activities were revived later on. And if we just take the example of the occupation of Tibet by Mao Zedong, during his time also, almost for 20 years, the Vinaya activities were kind of like, was declined, stopped. However, due to the merit of the sentient beings, the Vinaya tradition actually was revived gradually. So therefore, this is the earlier diffusion, and those who practiced, or those who actually were existent during this earlier diffusion, just as here it is mentioned that through the coming of Shantarakshita, Guru Padmasambhava, and also the many great translators in Tibet, as well as the scholars from India, the teachings of Lord Buddha was established very firmly. And now how it was established is based on the outer or the foundational structure of sutra. The sutra teaching or the vehicle of characteristic was established, and on top of that, then what happened is the practice lineage of the secret mantra was actually employed. So that makes a strong foundation, and then as a result of this kind of practice, this kind of tradition, then there were many accomplished masters as a result of that. And here it also mentions that how a person can practice the entire teachings of Lord Buddha, whether it is sutra or tantra, and how to practice in a condensed manner in one sitting. That kind of instruction has been kind of employed, has been practiced, and as a result of that, just as you know that when Guru Rinpoche actually bestowed upon 25 disciples the secret mantra, and especially the unsurpassable secret mantra, that is the inner tantras, then 25 disciples, after practicing those teachings, achieved high realization, and they got liberated, and they achieved supreme enlightenment. So in the same way, there were 30 again accomplished masters in Chowari, and 21 Vidyadharas who were very much accomplished masters and in Lhoda Kharchu. And then there were also like 80 great accomplished masters in Yerpa. So these are the renowned ones who actually achieved high realization as a result of following the two tradition, and as a result of establishing a very strong foundation of the sutra, and on top of that the tantra practice. So this is how the earlier diffusion or the earlier practice lineage actually prospered. Now, why Vinaya is important here is because the monastic discipline is important is because just as Buddha has mentioned in the sutra that wherever there is the activity of Vinaya or the activity of the monastic discipline, there the Buddha's teachings remain. Wherever there is no monastic discipline, no monastic activities, then there won't be, the Buddha's teaching won't exist there. So therefore, like, it is very important. Now, in terms of what are the activities that we actually have in the monastic discipline is 3 main activities. That is the purification practice or sojong. And then we also have the rainy season retreat practice, which is called yane. And then the releasing of the rules during the yane, which is called kage. When these 3 activities are performed, then the Vinaya, the monastic discipline, the monastic activities remain. When these remain, Buddha's teachings remain. So this is how this is why the practice lineage of Vinaya is so important.
Then David to be Jeju, Mambu Nusu, Tajiba Yuri Madazo Ponde. Thomas Sonjin is a sonar in Yonig name, Malibet Tomji, Tubakawa, Sula Son Town. The wrong Shaja, Conso Ragatonje Pony. Non the Temba de Shiji Simigoni, Sonas Tambuchoni. 대형 런치부터 많이 봐. 가족 산지 말이는데 톰지. 세 도면 따라 두번 마트모션 제가 이런데 톰지. 가자 동안도 로에서 동안 조는 거 봐도 대완도 때문에 롱 대와 자단 좀 세노지. 로베도 쇼도면 니지 요소 존네 근데 톰지. 냥래 공부를 들어 잡이 쳐도 다가서 봐비. 통다 빠서 게
So there were many other accomplished masters and scholars who followed the 2 traditions and then reached high realization. Now today, what we are talking about, what we are going to read about or study about is the instruction that comes from a great master such as Patul Oyen Jingme Chogyongbo, who actually is the role model for all the practitioners of this world. Whoever wants to become a true practitioner, genuine practitioner, must follow the example of Patul Rinpoche. And Patul Rinpoche actually composed this text, which is called the Virtuous Discourse of the Beginning, Middle, and the Conclusion. And to begin the text, actually the explanation on the text, first of all, it's very important to remind ourselves that even though listening to teaching is good, but how you listen to the teaching is much more important than that. So you should know the right attitude with which you need to actually listen to the teaching. So therefore, the first important thing is try to listen to the teaching with a focused mind. Your mind should not be distracted thinking about your work or any other worldly activities. Just kind of try to focus on the teaching and listen to the words of the teacher without distraction, and employ what you call the mindfulness and vigilant introspection. And then when you listen, the purpose of listening to the teaching is not just to benefit yourself, but to benefit all sentient beings. Think that whatever wisdom that you gain from this, listen to the teaching, you will use that in order to achieve supreme enlightenment so that one can benefit all sentient beings. So with such an attitude of the Mahayana, which is called the Bodhisattva attitude, or the mind of Bodhicitta, and listen to the teaching.
That any concept you choose then sorry. Chuba Jujin. toma jaba zong yong jaba la so yuba yuba le toma chuba juba za jibi gun da dibe chuba juba ni da tonda pason sen ka de chuba che da toma nama lo ge shora ya ngachi da sanji ke le do de chuba juba sen sanji ke te Teni bölge de jura namon de santalo loke de jite ishora de onshu yan niji jate da yimbe na sin som jani naman jite onshu la sa je wo shen zhen se jite onshu la santalo shi pa zo se de ji onshu la chuba juba yeno ochi ade duty gon chuba juba.
So to begin with the text, the explanation on the text, the root text of what Patrul Rinpoche wrote at the beginning, there would be like paying homage in Sanskrit, and then followed by words of praise and words of homage, and then followed by the main text, so forth. So the Sanskrit homage reads Namo Lokeshwaraya. This is actually in Sanskrit, and if you translate this into Tibetan, and it is said, or in English, I think, then it says that I pay homage to the Lord of the world. So the Lord of the world refers to Avalokiteshvara. So if we just try to understand word by word, Namo is actually to pay homage. Loke is like the world. Ishvara is the Lord. And Ya is actually, which actually combines the two, which actually makes the relationship between taking refuge. I take refuge. I pay homage to the Lord of the world. That is the Avalokiteshvara.
That Juba name concept Dutsima Ni Lombi, Seratoma, Nava Church, Gimbiro. Monta Renchi Nomsum She, Tabi Party Kundu, Shiji, that Chiba Jugun and Chuba Juba. That the Deva Mando, the Savan Shija, the Tuzongo Reja. Says no Bayon, Chuba Juba Yimbi Yentis, Khan Shiba, the Perk and the Shida Yin Jam. Yentinji Chiba, only woman no lion, Devi, Conjo Sona Kogubis, Sonji Kanju Chukas, Gandu, the Jin Nova Sumo, Kang and Sanji. Conjogan Saint Navi Tuba Kaleko in Saint Duty, Sema Duty Chachi Zuzukoni. Days, Tumbu Tiba G, Dog and Navala Tonga, that Conjo Sosam said Navi Tubicanari. Somebody John, Sarah Bottom Mepa Toma Nava Sabato Jachi Chujitra, Samotomba Nido, Jachivan. Salon nom jala suban chuji dream kan ngimbe tan ma ba kom tan mon sa do den ba sonji do chu do gen du te kon jo ren chin no ba song shi tra bi pa do ka ba zum te kon do shi ba jo ji shi jo kon chu ba jo.
Now after paying homage in Sanskrit, now next is the homage in Tibetan. So this is one verse which talks about the qualities of the three jewels, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, or the three Ratna. The meaning of the verse is that by hearing your name just once, which is like a drop of nectar, a drop of ambrosia, enables one to listen or hear the teachings of Lord Buddha throughout lifetimes, many lifetimes. So therefore, this is what is called the quality, the wonderful qualities of the three jewels. The three jewels of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So may the three jewels always bring auspiciousness. May the glory and the renown of the three jewels always bring auspiciousness. So this is the paying homage in Tibetan. So when you talk about by listening or by hearing your name, so here your refers to the three jewels of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and they are in Sanskrit three Ratna. And then his name is likened to, the metaphor that is being used is Dviji Sekma, that is the drops of nectar. When a drop of nectar actually falls upon the ears, my ears, what happened is like it actually enables or it actually opens the door to listen to all kinds of teachings, the teachings of teachings which has the quality of profoundness and teachings that are vast. And such kind of wonderful quality, the source of such wonderful quality is the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And the three jewels who actually possess such renown and glory and fortune, may these three jewels actually bring auspiciousness always. So that is the homage part, the first homage part, which is followed by homage in Sanskrit. Then this is the homage in Tibetan.
Kimba Junga, Chibu Tomba Nodi, Naja, Kimba Pruven. Then it Donga Tomba Derbies, Kimba Juanis, Donga Tomba Boroni, Tombi Sodan Tomba, Chibu Tomba Nodi, she Tomba in the Sunday Kimba Junga. Sonia is John Don, Johnny Chief Juji to Trudu, River Churchon, Naja Pomaton, Tombi Nota, Nantado. Gonis, that's on there, Kimbajo Sodia. A Gonji Turbitun, Amidris, Kaji, Noma Mela, Simindas, Noa Teta Churchuni Das, Saint Children Mary, Children Guns, she was on the edge. That Shendo Chili Chibi, Shendo Antilla, Tajima Tabitana, Yedo Kado, Chili Day Young. No man with Chawayama. Kaji Simba no man in the Yuri. Kaji Simba is not no man de Yuri. Kaji Shiva Mammy no mammy than the Yuri. That in the number you Kandi, Pajumajirani, Simba no mammy, but there is a Kimbachu and the one they made something. Kimbachu 30 days on the she is on the Konji. That Chindu David Tangamento, Turduna, Shavana, Amen David, Rigilis, Amet Amse, that is the arm David. Rigid Tadangisha them. Salonika, Mammy Baton, Simela, no Baton, Simela, no Mammy Baton, no Mela, Simami Mandava, don't know by G. Is. Jeden Tedan Nayom the chase on there. The Amin River Jelly, Kaji no mamito, Miss Simbaton, Java Noa, Pe Tetara, Church Gonza, Zuni, on the Madajon, Pajmadar, Roni Sobabu, Rong Sandon. Church dinner song down Judy down, Jibala. Tursum Shiba, Ni Soso Son days, then the Soso Son 17. Then I wrote the Ronjula, Church Chiba, she Kanzo, Hojo Chijabri. That is one of the Shiraka Chimachagas. Church the Ronju Soso Shis in that church, Saint one, Church Chagri. 소소 정도 만디비 칠라 이제는 최진 배동 마저 까메 대단나요 단대 제바동 잡서데 대단나요 동바 체지게 오는 건데 저한으로 제도 그와게 그빈 내디 마도비션 정병아 단대 정병아가 체기 소한데 니저 파비조도 멘트바 요즘 maybe 산지 손데 강스 다간 출데 공시기 소도안 대단나요 동바 체지게 그와도 마도비션 니만 나도 쇼바 파다도 멘트 받는 게 시기 멘트 받아 롱게 산 어들물 공을 산라 요즘에 요 주스야 도안 요 사데 또 주스야 때 소소리 이한테 매발로 요 쳐버지 매발도 다 가자 로다도 컨셉스 손다지 요 주스야 매발로 요 동동시네 너바제 요이마 maybe 산지 소한들 공지 시비 또니비 고바인데 공도 템바 따라 론주 추동 만지바 예나 제바 미리무 대다 있나요 추제 동지 그시 동바제제게 까노니 달아 용용 고비 내티 마도비서 정부가기 니두지 쉐바 시오 파비 시에수 대라다 요주 무고고바 따부동 멘트바 요주도 모델라 수와미비 산지 첼라 소비탄다 공시 단데 슈라 시바동 자와시 요즘에 손데 콩 정보지만 니비 슈와 파도 미소 슈와 파치와 노 슈와 마주와 등의 시야 있으나 단데 공도와 존디 요단 잡তে 슈 거기তে 임바
After paying homage, the second part, the second verse speaks about, expresses the wish to compose this text, compose this instruction by expressing his humility. Padre Rinpoche expresses his humility here in the second verse. When somebody expresses humility, it shows that the one who actually composed this text is actually accords with a noble person. That means he qualifies to be a noble person, because only the noble beings will express humility. Then the another purpose of expressing humility is, when you express humility, your mind mingles or mixes with what the teachings has to say, and therefore, like, there is no pride. You give up pride, and then you follow the example or the lives of the biographies or the lives or the activities of noble beings. So the meaning of the verse, second verse, is such that there are, in autumn season, what happens is, when you look at the fruit of mangoes, then in the mango, some of the mangoes are, even though it is not ripe, but outwardly it appears to be ripe. Innerly, it is not ripe. It is still kind of unripe, but it appears like ripened. So Padre Rinpoche says that I'm somebody like that. That means I'm not ripened inside, but outwardly I appear as a ripened, a noble one. Even though I appear to be noble one, but inwardly I'm not that noble. Just as a mango which is not ripened, but appears to be ripened. So therefore, I'm just a reflection of a true practitioner. Just a reflection. I'm not a true practitioner, but a reflection, so that he expresses humility. So therefore, why I'm not a genuine practitioner, but a reflection of it, is because my mind is not actually mingled with the Dharma. My mind is not one with the Dharma. So therefore, it is very difficult for me to actually, from my mouth, like something Dharma that comes out of me is quite difficult because I'm not a genuine practitioner. So that is how, in this verse, he expresses humility. So in the commentary to the verse explains a little bit further about in the autumn season, like in India, you find this the fruit of mango, the mango fruit. So mango fruit has four categories, 4 types. One type of mango it does not appear ripe outside, and inside also it's not ripe. So there's one type of mango. The second type of mango it's ripe inside but appears ripe outside also. So that for second quality. And the third one is which is ripe inside but unripe outside, and vice versa, unripe inside, ripe outside. So there are 4 different types of mangoes. So out of 4 different types of mangoes, one mango is not ripe inside, but it appears to be ripe outside. In the same way, I'm also a practitioner who appears to be genuine and authentic, but actually inside I'm not kind of up to the mark. I'm still have a long way to go to achieve that. So even though I have studied the Pitakas, the teachings of the Buddhas, and not only the sutra but also the tantra class, and so what happens is my mind and the teachings actually goes to 2 separate places. They go to kind of opposite directions. They do not come together. They do not mingle together. So that is how my situation is. So here the explanation, normally in Tibetan we use chöde. Chöde is like somebody who has studied a lot, somebody who has listened to teachings a lot, but have not practiced it. That means the way of thinking, the attitude is completely kind of like, how to say, separate, completely kind of like incompatible with what the teachings has to say. So therefore it's called Dharma resistant. Dharma resistant means whatever Dharma you hear, you actually kind of, it does not help you to transform your mind, but rather kind of like adds up to your negative emotions. So that is called Dharma resistant. So there's this kind of danger is always there, you know, so we need to actually kind of like be careful, especially those who study a lot. So, so for such a person who actually is not ripe inside but appears ripe outside, from such a person you can't expect actually a Dharma, genuine Dharma to come from his mouth. However, he said that this is the situation. However, I was requested by noble ones, noble persons, that I was asked and requested to speak what is the truth, what is the situation of the sentient beings, what is the situation of practitioners as a whole. So therefore I would like to express here, because of the request come from noble ones, I would like to express what is the truth, what is actually the situation here. So what I'm going to say is actually won't be kind of like, won't be according to the norms, according to what people usually think and accept and speak about. I will be speaking something that is totally against what the conduct of the practitioners is. So I would like to speak that without any deceit, without any hypocrisy. I will just speak what is in my mind and what is the truth. So these 2 lines actually is imploring us like that you should listen what he has to say. So just as it's mentioned above that even though my mind is not mingled with Dharma, and therefore I am not eligible to speak about Dharma to others. However, since noble ones have implored me, noble ones have requested me to speak something, then I can't refuse them, I can't decline their offer. So I will speak honestly what is actually in my mind. And what I'm going to say will be totally against what people actually think and what people actually do. So therefore, like, please bear with me, like, that what I have to say. And what I'm going to say is not something to please you, not something to gain praise for myself. And what I'm going to say is not something dishonest. I will speak something which is very honest and very truthful, what actually I always feel in my mind.
That is young man, Thomas. Trombo and Chobo said, "You're there, Trombo said that Chobo 10 years at my you and up. Trombo, Tronson, Chembo, Ton like lays, Trombo on the Trombo companies, Trombo on roller Trombo turns. They let Tronson cheese a tram menams, that they can't. They can't say now, as a target, change the what I do. Then you remember Trombo shaking inside, this year the can't say now. That the end develop. Daja Tamba Nomi Zobi Sanji, Tronson Chembo, Tubumbo, Jomdindi, Sayon Laruchuba, Teas, that didn't Tanila Menipe, Shanju Sans. That didn't Tanya just remember you the Tajin Tanya said, and then a pageant dream. Then that 大家跟他念了没那边，上就是山，一万公斤2百几步，就比，装备龙，那龙松是大家当然的，装备龙松不，那带你，让娘来现在装备龙到带你，我把这个上街的，如果那就满这边这些时候就比，的装备工棚。 当把年里打装上在的，当把让这个咱们装包了修呢，但做不上这工包呢，说，待会年纪前边，我写没个吧，马基本这些是乱马的东西，让个你这个有那么看什么这，干么个那是吧？这个如果写就再打马一把，如果马这边是马这边这些叫做年纪前边单个。 这些准备装备工作的，第两天在装备工作的上级工作去，让你工的西边装备郎中带你，都讲如果那么几那了，现在马路把装备了的单把这边，咱们讲的什么郎的，你这个郎上级郎的那，就这些地方人那什么都去都弄。 可个别内准对吧？刚才的矿是吧？没有人把对吧？如果单板这边呢，就这这来到装上全部些呢，今天的当用是吧？马云弄的意思，没那么接。这呢，大家对解释外头，大家弄种装备了那把人讲，俺这多种的装备了来去为第一就一直啥呢？这种使用老够来到，人家老多没东西。 但就为乱的，什么就嘛用就。
So before actually Padre Rinpoche expresses his what is in his mind, he actually kind of like justifies that, you know, why he speaks about, why he talks about speaking the truth, speaking what is in his mind, and speaking honestly, by quoting or by referring to Lord Buddha, as now here there's a use of this particular word in Tibetan Trangbo. Trangbo is actually it can mean honest, it can mean truthful, it can mean truth. So he uses this term again and again here because for Buddha. The epithet of Buddha is Trangsong. Trangsong means Trangsong is the sage. The meaning of Trangsong is the sage. But even then, like it has the in Tibetan word Trang, which means truthful, the one who is truthful, right? So the great one who is truthful, who is the Shakyamuni Buddha, who is the God of the gods, he actually achieved the state of truth, achieved the state of truth through truthful means, through honest means. And then he showed, without any deceit, he showed the path, the truth, the path of truth, truthfully to the beings. Therefore, he is called the great sage or the Tangsong Chenpo. So, our teacher, the unequal Buddha Shakyamuni, the great sage, who is actually the Bhagavan, the one who has achieved the highest state of enlightenment, and who is the Lord of all the sages, and who is the God of the gods. He achieved that kind of state of supreme enlightenment through the practice of bodhicitta, and through the practice of bodhicitta, which is actually free from the two extremes of nihilism and eternalism. And by relying upon the noble, truthful, genuine path, then he achieved his supreme state. And then, therefore, he became what you call the friend of all sentient beings, the friend of all sentient beings, without actually befriending. That means like without actually making friends with the beings, he is actually a friend, because that means he is compassionate, he is loving, and he is caring to all sentient beings. That's why he's called Madhibetsashe. That means someone who is a friend without making an effort to become a friend, you know. He's always a friend for sentient beings. So after achieving the state of truth, then whatever state of truth that he achieved and he realized, he showed it to the sentient beings without any deceit, without any expectation, without any kind of expectation in something in return. So therefore he is called Tangsong Chenpo, the great sage, the one who actually achieved the supreme enlightenment. So therefore we also need to follow what Shakyamuni Buddha has shown us. So therefore by quoting this, by writing this particular verse, particularly this verse, Padu Rinpoche is trying to justify why he is being honest, because he is being honest because he is following the Buddha's path, and Buddha who has achieved the truth through honest means, through truthful means, and who showed the path to the sentient beings through truthful means, without any deceit.
조병아 전번마 연수자한테 제마 님이 되는데 로이주 정말 조조년이 로주주 대련 초부 로동 조병아 자주 연설로와 수이도 소라 수이도 다저 로초보 차선데 나 로초보세야지 조조 로조조조 회사도 칸이 저에서 조조 시행을 했어 정보식 말했어 제송대 예전 노알라 투신도 조대 제마오시 명아동제대 님이 dwin디 론데 로아산진든 로이주 정부 용종 정부 론종대 론종보 로아노라 펜도바당 메게 주봉 그 소리라서 선비 기와주 참 수마라 소바 냐니 다 가르쳐도 초비 산서 초비로데 지기지라 요주 코나 세바동 요세데 용의 장이어데 맨놈아 셔와텔라 요 조세데 연데 맨나 요런도를 따데 코나 세비 마럽지 샤와라 슈비 슈나 슈니스 데일레도 다 데일레오 데체 코네 로던데 주요 데일레 나한테 전전 초보진데 초비 로 바로볼 소비 솔로동 초비가 점비 자 점비세야데 다니 내 모두 센도안 칸인도 가버제 좀 무슨 가자 카츠디죠 갈리도 파디죠 롤레스야죠 되지 너희한테 너무 까보도 파고 아마 나고려 파도 나고 차트 어다 뒤에다 챘네 뭐가 뭐도 챘네 인도 가보 신도 가보 때봐 누구 누마고 자데 철라 철매 전에 싶은 또봐 자오지 파도도 미숨지시 요나 요우리데 땅에 딱고 전지 저한테 열어 어다 때 탐지 뭐도지 소지 로 자주 현지 산 탑나소지 소와 제발라 수지 지시 이제 수제 도그레스 근데 공사 되라 어다 때인데 내 수지 이또 봐셔도 세면을 봐이
Even though we ought to, being the followers of Lord Buddha, we ought to follow the steps of Buddha, that is the honest means, the honest path, the genuine path or the truthful path. Yet the conduct of sentient beings, especially of this degenerate age, is something different. The nobility has actually degenerated. The nobility has degenerated, and what we actually, sentient beings actually do is like they become very deceptive, and they are dishonest. In heart they are dishonest, and then what comes out of their mouth is also something which is not truthful, something deceptive. And therefore, like, what happens is like they deceive others. Beings deceive others. So in such a situation, how could actually one trust anyone whose actually mind and the words are deceptive in nature? So this actually shows like how Patrul Rinpoche is disillusioned and how he is very sad to see the state of affairs of sentient beings of this degenerate age. And he begins the verse by saying Kema ho, Kema. So Kema is more like alas. It's like expressing his disillusionment, expressing his sadness. So why does he feel sad is because when he actually sees the conduct or the attitude of sentient beings, especially of this degenerate age. Being the followers of Lord Buddha, we ought to be kind of like following the path of nobility that Lord Buddha has shown us. And we ought to be kind of like helping others, having concern for others. And we ought to be kind of like engaging in the discipline of engaging in the 10 virtuous action. However, these have all of these have been degenerated. All these qualities have been degenerated. And therefore, we always deceive others. Now here, he uses the Tibetan word yo-yo. Yo is more like, even though you have, your weaknesses, you have pitfalls, you have weaknesses, but you don't show it to others, you just conceal it. And you is more like, even though you don't have any qualities, you just show it to others that these are my qualities, I have this qualification, these are my credentials, and so forth. So this is how the state of affairs is. This is how the conduct or the attitude of sentient beings. So therefore, people have this deceptive mind, a hypocritical mind, and always willing to kind of like deceive others, and through their words, through their actions, and through their thought. And they always are engaging into hypocritical behavior that, like, you know, when they see person, like, on the face value, they show kind of like delight, they speak nice words, words of praise and so forth. But at the back, what they do is they just stab at the back. They just kind of like express all the, you know, the faults, the weaknesses, the pitfalls of the person whom they have actually praised in the first place. So this is something hypocritical, how to say, attitude. So in such a situation where so many people, like, you know, of this degenerate age are hypocritical in nature, how can we actually rely upon such a person? How can we have trust and confidence in such a person? So that's why he expresses, alas, like he expresses his sadness.
That's sense so much to Juba Lali Tides. Tonjis low. Shinja Lobas. Ranji Tonje Lolam La Jobi Sundendavan Tonis. Miss Ranji Tonja Solo Solo Loba, you san Juba Loba. Tendiji cheat and go to Yuju Koni Gunim. Shidloba Kona Tonje Lobalon the Jobi Sundendavan Toni. That pattern was gone. 这叫多没送的，这些你这边的我都送的，俺落的忙说，老说他这些你这边家是忙说，这嘛我实际当这两边讲比对的，讲上水伢了，水机一段下女，他一段怕马了是吧？做那种。 中在说来用这点我当的都一些项目都一段下的落单没单的，这家女，大家接我堂的特别浪了，所以都这边没说把说了啥吧这边，所以是没有人拿你把东知道吧？你这边说的了讲你，让了。 那切吧，偏把当被缺去，主办做起，让这种切不算着的，当被缺做着嘛是，这说了一天没多少。
So therefore, Padre Rinpoche further says in the next verse that, alas, like it's such a sad situation that when I actually see the conduct and the attitude of beings of this degenerate age. It actually disillusioned me, and I'm not sure, like, to whose words should I actually trust upon, because their words are also deceptive. So it is like being in the island of Rakshasas, that means island of cannibals, where everything is so wild, everything is so dishonest. There's dishonesty in the air, like you don't really know like whom to trust upon. So therefore, thinking on these lines, it is now high time to be kind of like on your feet and try to do something good for yourself, because others are kind of like not reliable, not trustworthy, depending on their, because of their attitude, because of their deceptive behavior. So this actually speaks about the sadness that Padre Rinpoche expresses when he sees the thought, the actions, and the attitude of beings of the degenerate age. Their kind of like thoughts and actions are totally contradictory to what the teachings has to say. And if you really follow their attitude, their words, all of us will be led into the wrong path. All of us will be kind of like doomed in a way. So therefore, like seeing this situation, I don't know what to do. And he's so fed up, so disgusted, so disillusioned. Therefore, my mind is disillusioned. So when I actually see this, it is as though something like the whole earth is actually filled with like madness, mad beings. And I don't know to whom I should trust. Because the beings of this degenerate age, all of them actually are deceptive. When you talk about like actually they are an obstruction to the path to liberation. And in terms of obstructing in the path of liberation, their attitude and their way is something like even more dangerous than demons. So the demons actually, how to say, kills us actually. It eats our life force. In the same way, these degenerate beings actually with such attitude and with such of conduct actually are so deceptive and so dangerous that it is as if like we are living in the island of Rakshas, island of cannibals. So now what we need to do, like thinking on these lines, it is now high time that you should be kind to yourself. You should be responsible of yourself. And there is no way that you actually can rely on others because of their attitude, because of their conduct.
Wrong number shiba jibu kona she romeba la needy to me tori song the nesu never me ba to me golden chomte that tori some the saji gave this and tori chigur me gave this and yawa to nesu chigur romed that lady on road is on chomte laying ambi topji deba debitan debi Million this year, Gomina Tading Toji Saji gave it Miruchi Salas. 1 year by Nayon, Tanga Miru to the Missy Salas. Takawandro is a them. Time margin they put them by this, time margin put them at them. Shadow that time and no so pay Kanga say the wood. Take Pedam Majua Chini, Chusing to Kanga Momoche Logidu. Kare said, China Kangashira Muguan was it. Mats and Monchate, Pearl Mother, Drink Master, Yagma Madricazia Master, the Alma Yoma, Oma Marcanu. This said Damas, Martella, Puchu and District. Theo, no more Coron put it. Woman Joe, son, La Way Joe, Troja de Yoma. La way you the ten on the Pulegum, Omanon. Oma to root on the Matangriva, Mata Man Punyamata Legre. Man the Punyama, the Yama Punyama Tagina, Con Namsan Guma, Punyama Conotan, Ten Nomji, Mijasa on them, Roma de Boteva Tato. Ni Neva told Jashi, Julon Tokosa Tom Jani. Rogion Noshi Chibu, Padon Rogeris. Nama Noshi Chim Mine at level. Tani Cassette sent the saw some baby and Davajan, Bezo Jasachi, she was not Noji with the Badon Drovers. Kia Yomarche. Drogubi, Missy Yuson, Missy no one, Yuson German, the remote Yamar. Yuson no andela. Arento Drobi, Troniva, Trodashi last one, Lotte Sham Merote, Jase Chimuchu, Chevali Jujuli, China Chibu change to the China, Tini Chibu cheese. 동아 인가 멜레나 기진 잡이 지지자 제송소 다 좋은 자식 있어야 되니 담년자 주바도 미게레 몸버드니 좋은 자식 있다는 데니 내가 좀 쳐도 매도 자다 치비 깔이 좀 그래 배도 말이서 가르서는 론이 집지나 론 노시 집지 방어 파미시 송어 좀 제도 마인가 레지원 그 이상 줘서 zonja ke mar ma gan ye so juma ta do ti po de chia ngam tang nga shi yung ji na do ring do nga shi me bi so ka ni le rong do no shi do ni ni wa no shi ha ko go mar a da den de ji de nga yo no shi ji bu ji jian ji jian rong ni chi bi na yong a rong ni ji bu no shi rong ni chi ma do ji zhou da shi to che yo mar jong lo je ke yo mar ye chi 대신하다 대dom전에 조론 제도 니니와 좋은 자식 조론주 통과서 담년아 니들 주다 몇서지다 토지 집 자고 있었는데 저 세면다 왔어요 던지 잡이 주지 and she ways
The next verse speaks about how one's relatives or friends or can actually, they can't help you, you know. Ultimately, they can't help you when you talk about like traversing from one life to another life, you know. Your kind of like, your relatives and friends actually can't help you. So this is being kind of mentioned in the next verse. We said that before also, you are the only one who actually kind of like wandered. Your mind or your consciousness is you kind of singly. You are the only one who actually wandered without any friends together with you. You wandered in samsara and you were driven by karma. And then as a result of that, you know, you are born now in this human existence. Now from here, again, you have to go alone. Nobody will follow you. And the example kind of used here is like, just as a piece of hair is kind of like removed from the butter, from the middle of the butter, in the same way, you alone will kind of go, like alone to the next world, or next rebirth. And you have to leave aside everything. You can't take anything with you. So the meaning of this verse is that if you talk from the beginningless time until now, your mind or your consciousness alone, it has taken its journey from beginningless time till now. It has taken its journey by its own. Nobody actually followed. Nobody was there to actually accompany it. And then in this journey, sometimes you were born in the higher realms of existence, and sometimes you are born in the lower realms of existence. And through your karma, based on your karma, based upon your actions, whether it is positive or negative, and as a result of that, now what you are now is that you are in the human existence. Now from this onwards, now the example of the metaphor used here, that you alone have to go to the next rebirth. You alone have to travel in your future in samsara. And nobody will actually follow you. So the metaphor used here, or the example that is used here, is like pulling a hair out of the butter. Now here, this example is kind of like, sometimes people have difficulties, especially in the West, maybe even in the East also, like have difficulty understanding this metaphor. But if you really try to, try to see what is the cultural background of it, you know, how it actually happens, like how a hair actually happens to land up in the butter. Like in Tibet, in the Himalayan region, what happens is like we normally milk female yak. Actually, people say that yak's milk, yak's butter, but actually yak actually does not give milk, or yak does not give butter. It's the female yak, which the Tibetans have a name for it, particular name. It is called dri. So the female is called dri, and the male is called yak. So we only have milk from the dri and not from the yak. So this we need to keep in our mind. And what happens is, like when we milk the dri, what happens is the nipple, you know, from the breast of the dri actually has a lot of hair in it. So what happens is when you milk, what happens? The hair falls in the milk. And what happens is, like when you churn the milk, then the butter comes out. And with the butter, actually, the hair is already there, you know. But when you pull out the hair from the butter, what happens is, like the hair alone comes out. It does not come with the butter. It just kind of like, no amount of butter actually sticks to it. So that's why it is mentioned that when you die, you have to go alone. Nothing will accompany you. Your position, your power, your money, everything you have to leave aside. You don't have an authority. You don't have authority to take even a single kind of like a piece of a needle also. So therefore, like this example is used. So you have to leave aside your relatives, you have to leave aside your wealth, you have to leave aside your position, power, name, fame, everything. Whatever prosperities that you've got in this world, you have to leave aside. So then if that is the case, why should you kind of like trust and rely so much upon your relatives and your friends and whoever is with you? Like, and then this life is actually is very short, and it's a very short period of time. Why do you actually kind of like finally, when you have to go alone, why should you actually rely upon relatives and friends who actually can't help you at the moment of death? So therefore, even in Shantideva's Bodhichara avatar, it is said that when you are born, you are born alone. That means when your consciousness enters the mother's womb, you alone actually entered. Nobody was with you. So therefore, like when a consciousness enters into mother's womb, it is uncertain. Like you never know, like whether that consciousness is of your enemy or your friend. So therefore, like because of that, when you are born, you're born alone, and at the moment of death, you have to go alone also. So therefore, like, why should you actually, if the actions, the negative actions that you commit for the sake of your parents, sake of your relatives and friends are not being shared, the karma that you accumulate for the sake of your parents or relatives is not shared by them, then why would you actually engage in negative actions for them? So therefore, like, what is actually the relative and parents and friends who actually becomes actually obstruction to the path of liberation?
Rondo Nimbo Lajo Maluna, Rong Ronse Lava Mainam, Tebgoni. Sonde Church said Yankajama, Rong Ron loved the Chipadrum of the Moses, Ron Lord my son. Chur Lipa, sometimes, Sonatonchi towns. Rong San Rona Carries, Maga Tabages. Rong Londe, Rona Merobe, Rona Tomoshi, Mato, Joseph Shegmas, Merobe. Masoa messages. That Rona car, Rona Cheguvina, Rong so Shimitando, Nimbu, Tomichu Dwata, Chimil Haji Maruna, Rong is just say, Rong said the wrong lava mine noms, lava mine, lava emissions. Wrong message the young Indian. I make no you message, Rose long last one. Then you made Rose long last ones. Tena Karchidan, my noms, Tena, Chibu Yabati Riba Yeti. I have that day, Jagman. Desert Jimochilayon, Ronji Tomji Nup, Chancy exam Mathana, they told me, Kangan Chenayon. Pemba never use of some day, Judge, Sony, and you service on. And oh, yeah, Chamakazi, Toronto, you know.
So, like, given the situation of the deceptiveness of everyone who is around, in reality, like, if there is no one actually whom you can trust, then if you think carefully in that situation, what you need to do is, like, you have to think of something else, like, which will be good for yourself, because you have to be true to yourself, because you have to care for yourself. There's no way that you can't care for yourself. There's no way that you can't be honest to yourself. And if you're really being honest, if you really want to be honest with you and if you really want to think what is good for you in the long run, there's only one thing, and that is the practice of Dharma. The practice of Dharma, which is the essential thing. If you do not do this, then it's like you destroy yourself. You destroy your own future. So, whatever has been explained before, I mean, like, thinking on those lines, if you think carefully, there's no way that you be true to yourself. There is no way that you be honest to yourself. And in really, if you want to be honest to yourself, and if you really care about yourself, and if you really care about your future, your own purpose, then if you really do not practice Buddha Dharma, if you really do not practice Dharma, the true Dharma, then it is like, isn't it like that you destroy yourself, you destroy your own future. So therefore, like, one needs to be, like, very truthful and honestful to yourself, that one never wastes this life, but being true and honest to yourself, one needs to practice Dharma, and which is the only way that can save your future from destruction. So I will conclude my today's session here, because if the teaching is quite long, then there is a difficulty of being mindful and also being vigilant. So therefore, like, it might not be so helpful. So therefore, like, I would like to end the session here, and then we can continue for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
and if you have any questions, a few minutes for a few questions.
有问题啊？有问题请问一下，看谁有问题可以问一下。
这没有找，他3万就有几嘛，3年之外可能这一些了。
啊，不然就明天问吧。好。
So no problem. Like, if you don't have questions, you can come up with questions tomorrow, because this is the text, something new to you. Maybe it's something new to you, so you can think over it, and then, you know, if you have questions, you can ask tomorrow.
Chudu jarwa sipje gong tsoni zola jira dake tu sumge soba kumcho sumla chobambu Jave tanpa pinjur chi gewa simchen kun lango Rokun sanje toljur chi ge tsa tamche chutute Dake jula minjur chi drivni tani tsozote 这里南面娘东北真的杀猪农酒，南京真不就是马当，对瓦真的解决起，今年半毛开始的路灯的拉上接手。 江秋同内其实都准备着完整把手，看到这边这瓦他们却都托里用单吨单托把手，电马他的去当拆就是进，自己准备让我有把手，这样那么他们你些今年当餐的去了就把手。 去到年年人不同志的，真的是被讲出个玩笑，是把单被去让东西进，先旁入了就俺没把笑。确实没把也，他们去讲起上街头把笑，这话滚都养到了马堂，人没去的花了老交情。 撒当蓝的用的让就这，当今强给康巴尼尔头小，拿着绿色蓝啊秋裤啊，裤裆一起罗万将来呗。早上南就是前波娘来接，也没突击突罗去修啊，本在萨多萨玛呀，马努巴拉呀。 本在萨多天诺帕提查执着没把握，斯多卡哟没把握，斯波卡哟没把握，阿努拉多没把握，萨瓦西迪没查耶扎，萨瓦卡姆苏扎没自当切里安古鲁红，哈哈哈哈吼曼嘎万，萨瓦达坦嘎坦，本在马没门，本在巴瓦马哈萨玛呀。 萨多愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常信菩萨道。